Alright, now it's time for some Mega Man X5. And yes, right off the bat, we are starting with the Ultimate Armor. Because in X5, when you go to the stage select, depending who you pick, if you pick X, you get the 4th armor from X4, if you pick the game as X, which means you have all the upgrades except for the Nova Strike. And if you pick the game as 0, you get access to the Z Buster, which lets him shoot a projectile. But to be perfectly honest, if you're gonna play the game for the first time, I would recommend playing the game as X first, just to see the surroundings before you play as 0. I believe even the title select screen even has a even shows you that 0 is more for advanced players. All right, but enough of that. So yes, we're in X5. And they introduced a new mechanic in this game. X can now duck. Yeah, so by ducking down, you can basically avoid some attacks. This is very useful when you're facing bosses. And right off the bat, we're about to face our first boss right here. And 0 pops in. And yes, the cutscenes are different if you pick either X or 0, because 0 is missing his arm cannon, which is a Z Buster. So if you don't pick, so that means if you pick X, you get the 4th armor. But if you rotate between X and 0, you don't get the Z Buster. And apparently it's Sigma. All right. Yeah, so right off the bat, the first sub-boss is actually the boss, is Sigma. How about that? Something different. Yeah, at least this form's not really difficult. It's really simple. Hey, anything that avoided X4 Sigma, I always hate that fight. You know how I feel about that fight. And right here, Sigma doesn't attack like a laser attack, so to dodge it, you just duck. But I didn't show it off. Oh well. Okay, and now we're taking on our first Maverick, which is a Grizzly Slash. He should be the first Maverick you should go after as both X or Zero. So yes, what I was so we're basically on a moving train. We're getting shades of X4/B stage. Okay. Yeah, so what I was trying to say is so basically X gets the 4th armor if you select him first. But you know me, says screw it, let's use the ultimate armor because I love this armor. And X5 is the only X game that you can actually get the ultimate armor legitimately without enabling a cheat code. You actually get it late in the game, and I'll point that out. But right now we're just basically in Grizzly Slash's stage. Not too difficult of a stage. Have some spikes right here, and of course we gotta maneuver through these ropes. Hold up on the D-pad in order to latch onto the ropes. Otherwise, you're gonna fall. All right, and of course, X5 introduces a couple new characters, as you saw on the intro. One of them is, of course, Alia, who is your navigator, quote unquote. And unfortunately, she always interrupts you at the most annoying times. Alright, there's a sub-tank right there. Try not to miss it. Another reason why you should do this stage first. Yeah, so the only negative about this game, honestly, is just Alia always interrupting you. Always pointing out the painfully obvious, you know, facts here and there. But other than that, it's a good game. But first, we're gonna get Dr. Light Capsule, which is up here. And unfortunately for X5, another negative is, of course, the backtracking, because with this game, you have to collect all 4 armor pieces if you want to use the armor at its fullest, because for security reasons. So right now, we're just gonna get the parts for the Falcon armor, which is by far the most broken armor in the game. Probably in the X series. So yes, I will be getting the Falcon armor, so you won't have. So I'm not gonna be wearing the ultimate armor all the time. All right, this stage is not that long, and we're already gonna face our first Maverick. Yeah, and another fun fact. Well, not a fun fact, actually. The Mavericks you fight, they do have a level system. The levels indicate that as soon as you fight a certain Maverick at a level, you get different items. Because in this game, if you're playing on normal or extreme difficulty, you actually get items equipped to you. Like typical life bar and things like that. In order to access the items, you have to be at level, the Maverick has to be at level 9 or higher. So since Grizzly Slash is at level, it's not at level 9, we can't get the item from, which we normally get. But it's not a real deal breaker. We will get other items from defeating other Mavericks, and I'll point that out along the playthrough. All right, peace. Alright, we are back, and now we're taking on Duff McWhalen. Oh boy, this should be a doozy. Yeah, seriously, this stage is very long and very tedious. And how can we make this stage even more annoying? It's an auto-scroller. Yeah, so so yeah, Duff McWhalen's stage. His original theme is actually a remix of Bubble Crab's theme from X2. But I decided, you know what, let's go. Duff McWhalen did have his original theme. It's a beta in the beta, and this is the original theme of Duff McWhalen. I don't know why Capcom decided to go with the Bubble Crab remix. It's a nice remix, don't get me wrong, but this theme just sounds more like a true underwater theme. And we just rescued a Reploid there. Oh, rescued another one. Oh, cool. Don't worry, we'll get to X6. I mean, I promised if we reach 100 subscribers, I would do that LP. X6 is already complete already, and you should all have a good time at my misery. Alright, yeah, so what I was trying to explain is this is the original theme of Duff McWhalen. because there's a beta version of this game. It just shows like, you know, levels that are not complete, you know, test samples and music, things like that. It's all in Japanese, and honestly, I find this theme more suiting for this stage. I'm assuming the reason why they changed the theme is because, you know, probably they thought that the theme was probably too scary for kids, because, you know, you're trying to sell this game to kids. They're probably gonna think this theme is scary for them. I'm assuming that's why they went with the Bubble Crab remix. I don't know. Well, it wouldn't surprise me, because this game came out in November of 2000, I believe, so, you know, anything to sell more copies, I guess. Yeah, so basically, Duff McMillan's stage, we have to take out this mini boss right here. That shoots that laser, which doesn't take that much damage if you have armor with you. Yeah, so this stage is very boring, so, you know, it's hard to come up with some topics here and there. And this stage, unfortunately, you have to do this stage 3 times to get all the goodies. You have to do this stage to get the heart tank, the Dr. Light capsule, which you need Duff McMillan's weapons, and the first time you're visiting the boss. You thought X3 was bad with backtracking, you haven't played X5. Other than that, I don't really mind the backtracking, because in my X4 commentary, I kind of found that X4 was kind of too quick. Like, I understand X4 was straight to the point, you know, they gave you the hard tanks here and there. Armor pieces, like I said, could have been a little bit better. But other than that, the game was really not that long. You could actually beat it in less than an hour. And that's casually. For X5, you have to do a lot of backtracking, so yeah, so hope you enjoy that. So yeah, this stage is really, really boring. I don't know what to say. Other than that, not a big deal. Yeah, the stage is more fun to use at 0 because you get that cool ability from Grizzly Slash, which lets them do and it also lets them double jump. So right off the bat, you know, another reason why you should do Grizzly Slash first. X gets like a quick boomerang ability as its default weapon. If you charge it, you could actually do like a cool shield damaging attack. It's really cool. And now we're just gonna be shooting all this submarine thing a lot. Yeah, it's really boring. So like I said, I apologize. It's just this level's very boring. All right, this thing's already destroyed, thankfully. All right, we've already gone through the first half of the stage, and it was boring and tedious. All right. Yeah, now I switched it to the Bubble Crab remix. I mean, this is the original theme of the game too. I understand, but I want to use the beta version too, just to give this level the original theme. Because sometimes I find the beta version of music to be better than the original. And up there is our heart piece, and to get the Dr. Light capsule, we need Duff McMillan's weapon. Yes, to get that heart piece, you need you can use the Falcon armor or get the Gaia armor. Well, in order to get the Gaia armor, you need to complete the Falcon armor to get those pieces. Yeah, so this stage is very so this game is very long when it comes to backtracking. I really don't find a problem with the backtracking. I know a lot of people do. Unfortunately, the backtracking is more just to getting heart pieces. It's not even for certain abilities here and there. Like, yeah, I love having the Falcon armor, I get that, but I hate the fact that I gotta collect, you know, pieces of Gaia armor just to get some heart pieces. Like, why would I want to do that? Like, this game gives me, this game you get upgrades like, you know, Life Up, which gives you more health. So if you play your cards right, you could have a good amount of health before you get to the final stages of the game. Speaking of the final stages of the game, actually X5, you could actually beat the game at less than a half hour, because right now what we're doing is we're taking on the 4 Mavericks to the left so we can collect parts for the Eclipse cannon. Oh, I mean the Enigma cannon. My apologies. Going all Sonic Adventure 2 here. And by the way, this game came out first before Sonic Adventure. So those who are saying this this game ripped off Sonic Adventure 2, no, it did not. This game came out first before that game did. So other than that, we're just collecting parts for the cannon, you know, because we want to blow up the space colony. If we blow it up, that means we're guaranteed a good ending of the game, and we can advance to the final stages of the game. However, the cannon success rate depends on how many parts you get from defeating the Mavericks. So we already defeated Grizzly Slash, we already got a part right here, so now we're going to fight Duff McWillen to get hydrogen. And once again, just like X4, not all the Mavericks are fighting are real bad guys. I mean, Duff McWillen's not even doing anything wrong. I mean, he's just protecting, you know, the oceans. I understand that. You know, but we need hydrogen to power the cannon, and Duff McWillen says, well, we have to fight because, you know, he wants to see if we're worthy. Alright, I can respect that. At least Duff McWillen's willing to fight us in a fair duel. Unlike the Magma Dragoon, who decided to blow up the sky pillar. Oh well. Alright, let's use his weakness, which is Grizzly Slash's weapon. Yeah, so basically, and also the fourth armor is the only armor that lets you charge your super weapons, so don't think like as soon as you get the Falcon armor, you don't have to use the fourth armor or any other armor. No, you need the fourth armor or the fourth armor in order to charge your special weapons. So, yeah, so don't think you can just use the Falcon armor and think you're gonna get the same charging ability. Alright, other than that, Duff McWillen's already been defeated. And yeah, we got through this long, boring stage. Alright, later.